Now, again, Ghana, I mean, Black Stars, Mali 1-0. We are all excited. But we were not so excited about the performance yesterday. Yeah, shared the improvement in our Seba. It's looking like, say, a year Black Stars, until Seba qualify, we cannot jubilate. The performance yesterday, I think one player stood out for me. I don't normally like pointing out or picking players from teams, but I think Sebo stood out for me yesterday. The reason why I make as Sebo stood out was his first appearance, and also he was called unexpectedly, like to come replace and take care of business, and that's what I expect every player to have, the sense of urgency. Any day you can be called, and when that man was called or that gentleman was called to come deliver, serve his nation, he did not even spend a minute thinking about it. He came, and what I saw on this pitch, in fact, all the players did well to give us that victory, the 3 points. I really appreciate that. But what he did as an inclusion, a new a member of the team, the way he was able to adapt, he was able to listen to the senior players like Pate and the Jordan Dems, playing with them in the middle, and I really appreciate his play yesterday. Sebo really excelled yesterday. I hope that commitment, it will be there for a very long time. Now, Ghana Black Stars, so I think the coach should do better. His substitution, I had no problem. I don't blame him that much. I think we've been very soft on Otto. I'm one person I've always tried to stay away from coach Nijuma all year. And the selection near the day, but I'm beginning to think, coaches are coaching Ghana, Otto na we have given him too much room, to work, because time Otto buy, we were exhausted. Yeah, tried so many coaches, and we felt to say this guy has played Black Stars before, the same as Akwesi Appiah, but we thought to say Otto was bringing the new kind of coaching to a year, the Black Stars, picking the younger ones and bringing them up. So we were giving Otto chance to groom players, to make them get to that point whereby you World Cup on a day, near we see a team is right. But it is looking like your team is still not there. And Otto has a team he gets agitated when we try to push a little bit. I feel he's a professional, which I respect that, but he needs to understand Oba Africa coaches or more Africa he is the one who got the easiest job. And when I say the easiest job, I'm say for you to get a job in Africa as a national team coach, and your crown or Sankia Sako 3 times or 4 times from another job. Otto came in without being a coach of any national team, without being a coach of any younger national team, whether Starlet, Satellites, Meteor, or whatever. Otto never had a feel of any international team. Inti Otto the Nkaushima, Ghana and Africa are the easiest route to be the coach of the Black Stars. And there are some Brazilians and world-class coaches around the world that when they get the opportunity to coach the Black Stars, they will do it. And I feel the performance we are seeing, it should be above this, with all due respect to him. His changes sometimes is very suspect. Sometimes technical decisions to be taken, it makes people wonder. Team Nana, Eddie, more experience, and I say the coach is adding something different to the team. Because you call the players and you know how to use the players, but it is sometimes decisions from the bench, from the coach, and Mabusa will say, okay, at this point, are the players playing with their own experience and little knowledge, and now say the coaches do, because we have seen coaches, and I'm not trying to underestimate Otto or try to force Ghana on him, say do this, but Yasha Kakra, I feel Otto is a great guy, professional in everything that he does, respects every single person he meets. He shows that courtesy to younger people, older people. It's very difficult to speak in his face because he's the kind of person or control or some charisma be around him. And that charisma is respect. And it is always good when you meet people like that. It's not easy for you to just speak in his face and to show it to the point whereby but it is beginning to look like Addo, I say, honeymoon is over. He's lacking a little bit. We need to be straightforward with him. The team is not in great shape. And Obin Tumin can't say we need to give Addo more time. Addo at this point should have proven himself. And he's still struggling. So we share Black Star and Malia. Why Gilbert will say the team is a new team. I feel Addo Abim. Addo has had this team. Odomako World Cup in Naba. This is not a time for us to be thinking or experimenting. Even though he's on the last time I listened to his press conference, he's on top of the table, which is fine. But where we expect to be is not what we are seeing. That is the thing. It's not about you being on top. It's about you convincing us. You see, you convincing us to say, you can do it convincingly. It's not about a 50-50 thing. But the reason why the amount to say, you have gotten to that point where you have grasp on the job you are doing. But what I'm seeing right now, what I'm seeing from you right now is that you had the easiest route to coach the Black Stars. In fact, the Milos and the Otto Festas and Akusia Piers and those guys who came to coach the Black Stars, they went through the mill to get to Black Stars. But you, with all due respect, we just picked you and we brought you. So sometimes you need to also prove yourself. Because Senka baby, you should have resigned a long time ago. Yeah. But I think these young men too, they show you respect a lot. And they've gotten to that point whereby they also want to help you. They sometimes are playing a formation they don't even understand. Some of the formations, they don't even get it. But you see, I think the willingness is there. And with soccer, it's all about willingness. When the player is willing to play, Cristiano Ronaldo and Asa Messi, if they are not willing to play, game you will see one of the useless. But the willingness, the players they are willing to play. They are willing to need that top-notch decisions to make their work easy. But I think you fall short a little bit. I think the reality is what we saw yesterday or what we saw on Monday. Any team here are determined to frustrate us in Accra or Mesheye. It is let's not kid ourselves. If we make it to the World Cup, because what I am seeing, I'm speaking media coach, so nobody should say Kevin Taylor na also ni bibia, but kakra me shadow and me Senegal 92 me all the way back me shebi. So enya ndena me start otu ado bobo nyina ye hwe o enti yemfa obo na obo no enye u coach na totally two different things. Enye obi onimbo obo bia na a good coach. But what I'm saying is say what we saw, the inconsistencies in your decisions and your play, it is giving us some reason to believe say one shot an upset will happen and work up one could be. So it's better you set up. It's better you take a day, you take responsibility. It's better you let Ghanaians understand. Say, because as much as I like you, I respect you, your demeanor, your professionalism, say, okay, some family bet into so menye. Because it's you really want to help Ghana. You really love the job. But I think you are not ripe yet to do this job. Maybe at Ghana, you have to do with our football, no? The anger in the people and the performance we are expecting, no? And the kind of players we have now, no? I don't think you are the kind of coach we need now. You are a coach, you need to learn a little bit more. Ukoshia coach bia or you good. Obe wikini within 20 minutes, obe good team, no? So there's no hard feelings, coach. I like you, with all due respect. I like you so much, but I believe your next game, the next two games or whatever, you need to prove a point. You need to prove a point. Say before we go to the World Cup, no, we should keep you. Because you've still not convinced majority of us, say, entering the World Cup or going into this World Cup, see a qualifier, you can make any mark. You have still to me prove it still. I'm sorry to say this, but you need to prove yourself still. You are not convincing enough. You have still not convinced us. It's hard to watch the Black Stars. And the reason why people get so mad is because the kind of players now you want, we shouldn't be playing this kind of football. Young Black Stars are lazy. When we went to Chad, we saw it. Yehu Black Stars, they played because of money before. Yehu that in the past. But we are seeing a Black Star, or we saw a Black Star yesterday, who were willing to play. But it's a Black Star that did not have technical protection. They didn't have it. It lacked technical discipline. Players wanted to be heroes of the day. Some players were not playing as team members. And this is what comes from the technical team. It will come from the coach. Because player now bono say onimsa the coach empesa onye. Onimsa oyesa they wait twice. The next game on Bobby. It I think say all these things we see on the pitch, it should come from the bench. If the bench loses it, every player can do whatever they want to do on the pitch. Me, one person, I would have loved to see the Ayo in the World Cup, but it was your decision to drop the Ayo. And the Ayo, Ghana Blacks are there. And if you, as a coach, the technical head, you believe, say, the Ayo is not to that level of players we want to play the Black Stars. We respect your views. We respect you. It is your job, it is your office, and we have taken it. But you need to prove to us. You can't just come into the Black Stars. You are paid $50,000 a month. Some incentives account and see and you can create from. But the amount of money you are taking when you go around the African continent, so many coaches in just ask you have no room to give us any excuse. No. I respect you, Debbie Ameka. And I know you are related to Akufo-Addo. People don't know. But that's not the reason why you're the coach. He gave it Taylor. Yeah, Otto is related to Akufo-Addo. Anytime you guys get to interview him, ask him. So Kevin Taylor said, "Oh, but the among us my bodam, Coach Otto, you're a nice person. Are you related to Akufo-Addo in any way?" Yeah, we know you are related to Akufo-Addo, and we want you to work. Akufo-Addo didn't work. We want you to do better. You're a TikTok man, very nice person. Do better. You guys should come to America. We want you in America. We want more people to come from Ghana to America to watch the World Cup. That's why we are talking. It's Akufo-Addo's family member. Do the best. Akufo-Addo himself a bomb, but they are smart. In time we share now, journalists for no. One can say, we have heard you are related to Akufo-Addo. Is it true? Secret to be in him. He is. But I like him. He's a good guy. All right, now let's